And that's the end of the game with
he's
wickets. So 198 for 8. By the way, all of these runs, even though Punjab Kings have lost, and people will think that last thing could have been a 6 out, doesn't matter. But you never know. If you had got 2 boundaries and lost by 2 runs, that run rate might just come into play towards the end. Though, if you ask me, for all practical purposes, Punjab Kings are done.
That what you are saying would come if they were at plus 2 points something. They're at negative. So it will drop down very slightly in that case, but yeah, it doesn't really matter.
No, I'm saying like in case, like look how close they are of Kolkata, and if Kolkata has a chance on 14, they win like a 15, whatever. I'm just saying that those 2 boundaries also, if last 2 and they still lost by 2-3 runs, would have been different. Now that gap is a good 19 runs or 15 runs, whatever. So which is a big enough loss. But I mean, that's all very optimist sort of thinking, because for all practical purposes, irrespective of the run rate or whatever, it's the end of Punjab's campaign. I can bet anything. I'm ready to give 5-1, 10-1 odds that Punjab ain't qualifying now with 14 points. Rajasthan may still, both though in the similar position, Punjab and Rajasthan in terms of points, 13 matches and 12 points, right? For both. But that run rate is going to be very crucial at plus 0.14 versus minus, it will be 0.3 something, I'm guessing, or 2.9 or whatever, something, whatever. So that's not going to
There it is. It is at the moment 0.31.
I told you, so 0.3 it will go to. So which means, I mean, you have to finish on 14, but then also hope that Kolkata lose and Rajasthan lose and RCB lose both games. No, one.
RCB need to win one.
Lose both.
Lose both ideally, because 12 points then.
And Mumbai.
There's too much, there's too many hopes.
Not happening.
No.
Not happening is what I'm saying. It's the end of
Punjab.
Punjab Kings campaign in IPL 2023. High scoring game. By the way, does that remind you of what we spoke about? That last over he gave to
Harpreet
Brar.
Yeah.
And he gave away 20 odd runs.
Yeah.
If he had gone with a fast bowler at the death, and if he gave away power runs like 10, 11, 12, that's the difference in the game. And remember we discussed that if it was 195, 96, 98, I would have still stuck with my prediction of Punjab winning. But because it reached 213 or 214, all courtesy the last over you've given Harpreet, I was smart enough to change my prediction, which you did not. Mid innings, I did turn court.
By the way,
I quickly changed.
I don't change, because then how is it a prediction? That's why I don't change.
No, but you can't. A prediction is also based on what you see in reality. Also, you back
I'm a woman of principles.
I'm also a man of principles.
Oh, you just said that.
But my thing is, I'd also be foolish if I can see the writing on the wall and someone asks me that, change it. You have an opportunity to change it now. I'd be foolish then not to do it.
But also in my defense, I was backing on my...
But you genuinely thought that.
Yes, I genuinely thought, because
it's
Punjab
like that.
have done it before, Jitesh has done it
I mean, Punjab have done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
They've
is...
done it again?
Yeah, this is... Again, by the way, they still have a chance of finishing 6th now.
Yeah.
They are staying true to their form over the years.
What are they called?
The top 6 kings. 6 places are everything.
Top 6 though is being too mild.
6 places are everything.
6th place kings.
The 6th sensation.
Not
Maybe
top
they should rename themselves as 6th sensation.
Actually, top 6 means top 6. No, the 6th place kings.
Punjab Sixers?
Yeah. That's a good name. Punjab
New
Sixers.
proposal.
I mean, they changed their name previously. Why not try this?
Yeah.
Maybe it brings them some luck.
Top bottom 4 teams. Delhi Capitals.
Delhi Capitals, Sunrisers Hyderabad, Punjab Kings and Kolkata Knight Riders. And I have a feeling that the bottom 4 will remain like this.
Quite likely.
Yeah. Who do you think out of RCB, RR and Mumbai will qualify? Like, what is your gut saying?
Look at the grin on his. You know why? For the last 10 days, he's like, let RCB come.
Okay.
Because they're only going to bottle
I'm going to talk about, one is the gut, right?
Okay.
And one is the brain.
Right.
Okay. So my brain is going to do mathematical calculations, probability, typical math and percentage chances. And if I was to do plain math, percentage chances, then RCB should make the top 4. Okay. Mathematically, probability wise, forecasting, it's done with figures. So if I did forecasting, it would be RCB that would come out on top. But now you're going ask me about my gut, and I have a very left field selection.
Which is?
My gut is saying it'll be RR
Ooh.
at 14. So what I suspect is going to happen, RCB will lose one of their 2 games, Mumbai lose their last, Lucknow, Chennai win theirs, so they've gone through, and the, RCB, Rajasthan and Mumbai all finish on 14 points each, and RR on best net run rate go through.
KKR, you're not expecting them to win?
No,
They
he
have
said
to
Lucknow
lose
will
now.
win.
Lucknow is
Lucknow, okay. So it's Lucknow KKR. All right. And who do Mumbai play?
So if you look, it's a left field selection, but what I'm asking for, or what for my left field selection, just remove that. For my left field selection to be true, I'm not asking for too many things. The gut is saying Mumbai lose their last game to Sunrisers. RCB lose one of their 2 games, okay, and Rajasthan just win their last game.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, not that unrealistic is what I'm saying, right? If that happens, RR on net run rate will go through.
Okay.
They're on what? +3, I believe,
Plus
right?
Plus
1.4.
1.4. So because the RCB RR is so close, plus 1.4 will go to 1.6 or something like that with a marginal win also. And because I'm assuming RR is going to win 1 and RCB is going to win 1, lose 1, they'll be roughly there only. So the net run rate is going to be like just touch and go.
But what if the one game that RR loses it from?
No,
RR will have to win. RR will have to win.
Achha,
Simple.
okay, so you're saying the one match that they have left, they'll win.
Oh, they have to, because at 12 though they can't qualify.
Right.
So I'm saying RR win their last game, go to 14. RCB lose one of the 2 that is left.
So 14 for them
Remain
as
on
well.
14.
Okay.
Mumbai lose their last, remain on 14. So 3 teams tied on 14. On net run rate, RR go through. That's it.
Okay, got it.
That's my gut. But as I said, probability, math
RCB.
will tell me that RCB. I tell you why. Because all they need to do is get to 16 and not rely on anybody. When I'm talking about RR, I'm also saying Mumbai have to do this.
yeah.
No, RCB doesn't have to worry about anything.
No, but if Mumbai get to 16.
1 second, Harshil, let me finish. If RCB win their 2 games, they're on plus 0.166. If they're winning their plus 2 games, they're going on not only 0-1, they'll go on 1 something.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Even if marginal wins, or if not 3-4, whatever. If you're assuming Mumbai to win the last game and bridge that gap, ain't going to happen. So RCB don't have to worry about anybody else.
Yeah.
It's a simple math for them. Win their 2 games, and 99%, barring that miracle where it's a 100-run win for Mumbai or something like that.
True.
They are through.
Agreed.
And I think RCB, the problem we're assuming here is that yes, they have 2 games in hand, which they have to win. The problem is, and again, this is where history comes
That
into
they
play.
will not.
No, that is.
They will win 1, lose 1. No, I believe. So SRH, they're playing SRH tomorrow.
The problem is they can lose both. I'm telling you why. Wait. No.
He has another thing.
Yeah, I want to hear you out.
They have a history of tripping up against SRH, or even SRH's former guys, the Deccan Chargers. The other match is against Gujarat.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they're starting favorite.
Done. So they're tripping both, right?
Yeah.
In which case, my gut is going right? Then RR goes
Yes,
through.
but what if RR also lose?
But then anything can happen.
Exactly.
Then the KKR will go through. You are trying to look at how KKR has gone. So that's
And then Mumbai also need to lose.
Yeah, they have to.
Then Mumbai also, for KKR to go through, you need Mumbai to lose.
See, but again, I think Mumbai are going through because they have
Exactly.
a game against SRH.
yeah.
It's not.
But at one
No, I like this double standard. That SRH playing RCB, SRH will win.
But he is historical evidence, right?
Indians.
SRH can.
He's saying historical
But
evidence.
very confident. But Mumbai is winning. Why?
Yes,
because they're playing
because
SRH.
No,
because
they're playing one KD. Yeah. No,
Favored conditions.
Mumbai, you actually would like to consider that they have those 2 points in the bag because they're playing at 1 KD.
Okay, sure.
And Ikana, we all thought, you know, they'll
RCB
be
not going to get both the games.
Gujarat, you doubt. Gujarat, you doubt.
is the even
Because-
SRH, if you say they're favorites.
For
Gujarat,
Gujarat,
is
even though
winning
qualification is sealed, top 2 is sealed, but you want winning momentum, which is why they'll go hard.
Okay, which is your pick?
Top
now.
4.
MI.
MI.
RCB.
They're winning both.
Yeah.
Simple and straight.
Simple and straight.
Winning straight doesn't matter whatever Mumbai does.
Yeah.
They go through.
They're winning
okay.
the two.
Mumbai.
Okay.
Fourth
So
slot for
you are
Mumbai.
expecting RCB to either bottle both or at least one,
At least I'm expecting the Gujarat game as a lost thing already.
and Mumbai winning.
And Mumbai winning.
In which case they go through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair point. Okay. Then.
It's just the opposition and Wankhede factor which I'm
Also
taking into
good enough
consideration.
chance for Mumbai. I think probability wise, if I just look at math, then RCB stand the best chance and Mumbai stand the second best chance in probability wise right now.
It's just 60. So I'd say it's 60-40. It's now actually between Mumbai and RCB now.
The two favorites.
Exactly, the two favorites.
Agreed.
60, I would say, just going by pure math, 60 I'll give it to RCB, I think, because they have things in hand. But a 40 over there, or let's say 55-45,
Mumbai's case-
because the Wankhede factor.
No, Mumbai's case, not only do they have to win there, that is things in their hand, also hope for a loss of RCB.
Yeah.
So as soon as you start depending on another team, your probability comes down
Yeah.
compared to RCB where you're not reliant on anybody.
Yeah.
Simply win, go through. Barring, as I said, a minor miracle where Mumbai are winning by 100 odd runs to overall their net run rate despite Rajasthan.
True.
I agree, which is why I took in terms of probability Rajasthan being low. That's why I said it's a left field selection. That I think this might happen. That's just a gut, but
And bear in mind, all of these that we're saying are predictions, so please don't come up to us.
Yeah,
tomorrow
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
You said this. I think this is all predictions.
RCB hater, Mumbai hater, this hater, that hater,
So the-
ST agenda, that agenda.
I've got my track covered. Na, I've said RCB
Top 4.
because probability.
Acha, okay.
Gut also I've gone with Rajasthan.
Okay.
The only ones who will abuse me now are Mumbai Indians.
See, RR fans don't abuse, generally speaking.
Who?
Never come across abusive RR fans.
But
Gentle
I've
guys.
anyway said left.
Left to
Yeah,
forward.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then they have no reason anyway to abuse me.
Exactly. No, but actually,
The only one who will are Mumbai Indian fans because I've put RCB as probability wise number one.
And now they'll call you a Rohit hater also.
Yeah, some reason. But they should know that I share a very good rapport with Rohit Sharma.
Lovely.
Lest they,
Forget.
think anything else. He's an awesome guy, and Surya is my favorite, but not great relationship. But with Sky, to discuss everything: kids, school, how's it going, burger, what did he eat for lunch, dinner, everything. So good relationship.
Surya also, yeah? You briefly chilled with him.
No, Surya is a chill guy, but not
In
I'm not
Australia?
that friendly. I'm not that friendly with him because also these are new guys. To be
Yeah.
honest, when I was covering a lot of cricket, none of them were in the scene. But Rohit was. He was a youngster then,
Yeah.
Middle order batter.
upcoming middle order batter, off spinner.
Off spinner.
Underrated offie. I mean, he has an
Do you
IPL. He
know-
has IPL hat-tricks.
Yes,
Do you
we
know-
forget that.
You know his story, right? He started off. It's pretty similar to Sachin Tendulkar, where he from his suburb. He moved to Borivali where his uncle was staying so that he could be next to his coach, Mr. Lard, very close to. But do you know, all this while, when all of this was happening, in Sachin's case, because he was a great batter, right? All of this transition happened, his coach went to the parents, all for, you know what? For an off-spinner named Rohit Sharma. He was an off-spinner then. Till that time he was an off-spinner.
Wow.
So he was a very good off-spinner. Like typically the coach went to the parents, they go, yeah, he should play. So they said, dur hai, So he moved to his uncle's house, just like in Sachin Tendulkar's case where he moved to his aunt's house. So imagine all of this is happening same. Only difference is Sachin Tendulkar, the batsman, is being groomed. Here Rohit Sharma, the off-spinner, is being groomed.
Right.
It's much later, while he's being groomed as an off-spinner and he's playing regular cricket, that 1 or 2 games he gets a chance to open. And I mean, the coach sees him in the net. He sees that he has a bit of talent and then gets him to open slowly and bat higher.
Wow.
And he starts getting runs. And that's where he becomes a batsman.
But this is not an uncommon story for a lot of cricketers.
Yes.
In fact, I remember recently I was reading, I think some website had done a feature-ish of sort on Varun Chakravarti. And again, he was something of a late bloomer with his cricketing career because he came back, then left it behind for a career in architecture. He started playing as a fast bowling all-rounder,
Ah.
then switched to being a wicket-keeper batsman, and then switched to bowling spin.
Wow.
No, like, I mean, the similar stories about, let's say, a Saurav, Sachin who went to an MRF pace academy,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
rejected.
Yeah.
But the difference is that they were already batsmen
Yeah.
who wanted to be all-rounders and also hone their skill of being fast bowlers. So it's not that, they were not pursuing being batters.
Yeah.
But like in Rohit's case, he was purely an off-spinner who
Yeah.
was being groomed as an off-spinner, regular off-spinner in the team. Just later became a batsman and then a part-time spinner. But there are lots of players. I think the biggest example that I can think of is Steve Smith.
Yeah.
He came in the
Yeah.
Aussie team as a leggy.
He was supposed to be the successor for Shane Warne.
He
Yeah.
came to international cricket as a leggy.
Yeah. Then became a batsman.
And then become a batsman. Like, did he become a batsman or
The
what?
greatest test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
of
now,
our generation.
right
Yeah,
now, he's going viral for that tweet, which we should have done something about, where he got trolled about. This is a few days ago that Jofra, Australia trembling or something like that. Jofra, they have to face. He's the the wrecker in chief, something like that. So he's replied to that tweet or something to that article or whatever. Steve Smith. He said, "What wrecker in chief? Remind me when he ever got me out or something like that."
Oh.
Question mark or something. Steve Smith
Savage.
has actually replied to it.
And anyway,
he's
what
getting
record in
up.
chief? What record in chief? Jafra
Not record in chief, I think they use another word, but whatever. I mean, he replied to it saying that, what are you guys talking about? Remind me when he got
Then again, now Archer is getting no one out. So.
now, this is, before he was ruled out,
Yeah.
of course, of the Ashes. So, what a batter he's become. Though I remember that last Ashes in England, Jofra did trouble them with their pace. It was quick and hit him also a few times.
That's
But-
how Manish
yeah.
Labuschagne made his debut, remember?
Yes.
Concussion summer.
But even that series, the comeback that Smith had,
Yeah.
oof,
Next
oof, oof.
बैन के बाद आया
Ah, exactly. That was outstanding. Yes, coming back to the game, let's
Yeah.
discuss. What do you make of the chase?
Vintage Punjab.
No, see,
Vintage.
one thing I remember saying at the halfway stage was that this will again be around 200 runs being scored, which I was right about, and the win margin as well, because two things. One, of course, I wasn't expecting the best Delhi performance with the ball. Two, the conditions.
You're gonna have a fan. He's already. I was not expecting anything.
No, I was
Doesn't
expecting.
even wave the flag. You said I will wave the flag, and then that.
I
will
wanted to
become- that will be jinxed. What happened?
Yeah.
You waved it and you won.
Yeah.
So next time you better have it in your hand.
All through the season then.
He's so shy and underconfident about his team. He doesn't
No.
wave it also. He keeps it hiding piche. Ki let's say do it and then I lose and then
No.
yeah.
No,
because
no,
when
no
we were
shying
doing
away.
the pre-show,
Yeah.
was pointed out. AajTak pointed out or somebody ki at least hold the flag. He said no, I don't want to. He's so embarrassed to be a Delhi fan.
For
No,
2 years,
no.
by the way, I've been sitting now on these shows, repping KKR till God only knows what level. Last year, I was so confident they'll make the playoffs. As if they don't, I'll do 50 push-ups.
And you
I
did.
50 push-ups.
He did.
And I don't regret it. I will actually make dumb bets like that again because that's your team.
It's your team.
Yeah.
No, but at times you just know, I did back them to get into my top 4, but they didn't. But yeah, I was.
They disappointed me.
No, but I was quick to realize, because again I know it's not like a fairy tale with Mumbai or with CSK where there can be a season turnaround. It doesn't happen that way with DC, and I know that. So I knew 5 games into the season, I knew it's deadbeat.
Today, while I was in my dinner, and I just eavesdropped on a conversation. People who don't work in sport, work in different departments. And this IPL, they were talking about IPL, and the discussion was who's making top 4. One guy was filling in the other with what the situation is, and so I overheard this statement. I couldn't stop myself from laughing. He's like, "यार मैं तो कभी-कभी देखता हूँ IPL, but at least I know end में क्या होता है." I can't believe ये दिल्ली और ये सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद और ये पंजाब किंग्स खेलते ही क्यों हैं? हर सीजन में देखता हूँ ये लास्ट ही आ रहे होते हैं यार. जब भी मैं देखता हूँ they are never in the contention for the title. Though, I mean, if you look at statistically, he was wrong. For example, SRH has won a title,
Yeah.
or Punjab has played a final, or for that matter, Delhi have played a final, and they are competing. But I get the broader sentiment. See,
Yeah.
where he's trying to say that every season, no matter what happens, it'll either be Chennai winning, it'll either be Mumbai winning, or you'll have someone like a Gujarat which have now come into contention. These are the teams that what has Delhi, this Punjab, this Hyderabad have just made it a point to just come up and make the numbers.
Punjab especially, because again, as I was pointing out today, the last time they made the playoffs was 2014. 2014, and by the way, their best year coincided with them losing 4 matches to the teams that eventually got crowned champion. So that's your best year. And I remember that because the KKR was the champ that year.
Yeah.
4 matches they lost.
14.
Yeah, 14. So they lost 4 matches to KKR even that year, and that was a good team. George Bailey was captain. You had Glenn Maxwell. You had a young Akshar Patel. You had Ridhaman Saha, Mitch Johnson. That was a really good-looking side. Sehwag bhi tha. Yes. So they had a good team, but after that, I don't know. Every year they seem to chop change. So and I don't know what it is. I think by now it's mental. That they'll start the year looking like a house of fire. Saying, this is going to be the year, and then it just peters off. How?
No, this time around, I think on the contrary, nobody was expecting them to start their season with 2 wins.
No, a lot of people were.
Punjab.
No, they didn't. See, again, there were a lot of doubts as to who plays, who doesn't play. You didn't know about what their playing 11, what the best 11 would be like. Yes, of course, they have a good team on paper every time, but they had 2 difficult fixtures to start their season with. They won the two matches. They were, for the first couple of weeks, one of the few teams who had won the opening 2 matches, and then they looked like a different team. But then, of course, then reality crept in, and then they lost. Then again, they won a couple of matches.
Listen, I'm going to be salty and say they shouldn't have won that first match. I'm going to be salty, yeah?
Of course.
I will be salty.
Of course.
It's not about the rain thing. I'm okay with
The
rain.
floodlights.
30-minute delay.
Floodlights. Yeah.
Come on, 30 minutes delay.
Acha.
You could have actually finished off the match in that time.
Okay. Coming back to the game.
Yeah.
Punjab, you were
Again.
backing. What happened? In the chase, they were at one time looked like they could chase it down, huh?
It did look like. I mean, Prabh Simran got out early.
Yes.
No, Shikhar got out.
Shikhar, Prabh Simran stuck around for a while.
Prabh Simran also. But then Atharva looked like he could be the one who...
First, Atharva looked like he's in the wrong place. I was wondering like what is happening. He's not, you're chasing 200 and he was just not getting going.
And then
Towards later half 10, yes.
Got a few
but then
boundaries.
he got
Retired
out. I mean, it was clear that the management wanted someone who could really accelerate the game, and they sent Jitesh Sharma in, but then Jitesh got out on a duck again. I mean,
You think that was a game changer today? Because he's been their X factor.
Yes,
He's the one who can turn it around. At that situation, because many might argue that did the retired hurt come a little late, could have come in early also. But I think the timing wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was the right
Yeah.
time. Considering if Jitesh came to the party, which you expected him to, he had done this this season. Then you also knew you had a Shah Rukh to come in, a Sam Curran, all of that. And by the way, on the other hand, you had a Liam Livingston totally firing. But that's where I think that lower order.
And the only reason why I wouldn't change my prediction is because we've seen Jitesh Sharma chase these totals down, and there was Jitesh, there was Liam Livingston, there was Sam Curran. Of course, you think that they would get a total like the Jitesh Sharma is completely capable of doing it, but then again, it's not every day that you churn out innings like that. You can't do that every day.
But I think
that's what the law of averages just caught up with Jitesh, and he started off really good this season, but then
more than anything, I
And
think
Shah Rukh also.
Shah Rukh, he had a few knocks where he was playing those cameos.
Just that Jitesh didn't have anything and Shah Rukh also couldn't really do it.
they're two main run getters who would get you fast, quick runs, and are those finisher type roles. I mean,
And they did not really have a very strong bowling lineup to contend with also.
True.
Not the strongest of this IPL. So if there was ever a chance, then today was.
And also there was dew.
Yeah.
There was a lot of and look at the stark contrast in I was about to say Khaldeep, but
between Khaldeep and Akshardeep.
yeah. So the way Khalil in fact started, he was so accurate in terms of his swing. He was so accurate. Right towards the end, both Mukesh and him were struggling to get a proper grip of the ball, which is why so many of those looseners you saw towards the end. And that's where I thought that okay, you actually needed that 200 plus total, because you can't blame the bowlers really. At the halfway stage, I remember there were rollers being rolled out over there, because again the dew was just that much. So you needed, let's say, on a ground like this, more than 200 runs to be able to be on the winning side.
I'll point out where I feel they lost the match. The problem was they're chasing 200 odd, right? What's the one thing we say when you're chasing 200? You need a quick start.
Yeah.
You didn't get that because Khalil, his first over of the match and first overall of the innings was a maiden.
Yeah.
There was a maiden there. His second over also went for 1 run, which was a leg by, which means he bowled 2 maidens.
Yeah.
He bowled 2 maidens, and that pressure which he built paid off, because when Ishant came on to bowl the second over in the first, what does he do? Get Shikhar on first ball, because Shikhar knew they needed quick runs.
And Ishant was also good, barring that last over where he leaks a lot of runs. He was good overall, and maybe I know that that no ball, particularly towards the death, could have cost them the game. It was all out of their hands, and then he bowls a no ball where they could have won. Had I sometimes wonder what if he had opened his eyes, Liam Livingstone, and not closed it, because that free hit, his eyes were closed. Trying to, it was a full toss.
Full toss.
He would have smashed it for a 6 most days, and especially in the form that he was, as they often say, he must be seeing the ball like a football. So he should have smacked that. I don't know why he closed his eye and tried to swing at that ball, which he did. But as I said, I think possibly for Ishant Sharma, that due would have come into play, and that is why that was a full toss. That no ball was that probably didn't get his length or that Yorker length that he was looking for. Really couldn't get it. But
Shikhar was very honest in the post-match because he says 2 things which I feel were noteworthy. One, he says that I feel my decision to bowl spin of the last over backfired. He said the momentum also went there. And the second thing which he said is that every power play we have been giving away 50-60 runs, today they gave away 61. We should be taking wickets as well. We knew that it was swing for our first 2 overs. We lost the first wicket in the second over, and that's when he got out. And the first over was also maiden. We lost 6 balls there, so they were not able to push on in the power play and that spinner over backfired on them.
I hate to say that, usually we will say that Harpreet Brar was responsible for Punjab's loss. I would not want to say that. That's unfair. I think giving him that over was the problem. Because a spinner, by the way, a left arm spinner to a left-handed batsman.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't do that in school level cricket or our evening cricket also. I would not do that. I would not do that at the death, especially when we have Akshardeep with us to bowl 2 overs. He has to bowl 2 overs. Give him that 1 over. Yes, he goes for runs, but more often than not, he is also known to bowl 6 runs and over also in the death.
I mean, remember that match against KKR where they had to defend 11. He went for 11 off the final ball. So if he went for 11 here or 12, it's still better than going for 23.
He
also up against a batter who was operating at a strike rate of about 250-60.
A spinner.
Exactly.
To slaughter.
Exactly.
That was a bad call. So not blaming Harpreet because he just executed what he was told to do. At that time, you could see the pressure on him because he bowled a wide. Then he tried to, he was trying to bowl quick and hit the Yorker length, and that became a full toss. So
I felt bad for him. Because you know why? I remember I was a little critical of him early on in the season because last season he'd go for runs aplenty. I think he's improved a lot this year.
Last game he was outstanding.
4 wickets.
4 wickets.
And 2 wickets were left-handers. So matchups? He's improved a lot this year. But people are going to look at his figures now and say, he went for these many runs.
I remember.
They're not going to look at it in a nuanced way.
While the time where we were in Mohali, he was the one who took Virat Kohli's wicket as well. This was a very good catch and that was taken by the keeper. But again, he was smart. And he, with him, that he's one of those bowlers who's proactive in terms of his thinking. He's a thinking bowler. He's not one of those who needs to be told every time where to bowl, whatever. He doesn't need somebody from behind the stump or someone else in the infield to be telling him. He's a thinking bowler that way. So
I felt bad for him. That was just you're setting him up to fail. You could have given it to Akshardeep. Would have been much better. Akshardeep with his full-on run-up and when he's delivering would have done a better job.
No, but he gets his Yorkers, then he gets his Yorkers.
I remember the last few seasons I became an Iceman because you just wouldn't see any expression in him. He'd run in, bowl Yorkers and then be celebrating. Again, no expression. He's obviously, look, international cricket's a brutal game. He's had a few bad outings, but you'd still be backing him 9 times out of 10 to deliver.
Absolutely.
That also because he's had that international exposure. So in these kind of games, he'd be the guy to go. I mean, Harpreet's not played at that level. Forget that level also probably wouldn't have bowled at this situation, bowling the last over in a T20 game. That to a left-handed batsman at strike, just everything. I don't know what really came onto his mind, Shikhar, at that time.
I think he just panicked. I think he panicked because he saw that they were hitting the pacers. He didn't want to give a pacer.
Or maybe it was one of those unpredictability type of...
Nitish Sharma bowling the first over.
That's what I think.
23?
But with Harpreet, he had bowled in the 18th. We went for 10, which I thought was decent. So he knew what he's going to get, but I don't know. It's gamble. I would never do that.
I think
Exactly.
the over before Harpreet Brar went for 18 runs. I think that
The
was
19.
the
That's what swung it. I think.
that's why Shikhar Dhawan made the decision to get Harpreet Brar in, because maybe he thought the Pacers are really getting hit. Let's bring in a spinner.
Yeah, exactly.
It
That's
could
what even
have
I
been-
thought,
It could
but-
have been anything.
Again, even with the benefit of hindsight, or even
Yeah.
without hindsight, that was a bad move.
Yeah.
Lest we forget, the last time we saw a left-arm spinner bowl the last over in an international match, India-Pakistan, he started bowling medium pace because he was so afraid of being hit.
Yeah.
Nawaz.
Okay.
In the T20 World
T20
Cup.
World Cup.
And then there was no ball.
Gee, Virat
No.
Kohli is
What
not.
year?
Virat Kohli is
2022,
not.
yeah.
Just
Abhi.
this one.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
This
What
one.
year?
Where
Oh, I was
Ashwin
thinking
let it
of
go
all
for
the-
a wide.
Yeah.
He was bowling seam up, yeah.
And Virat smashed an alleged no
But you
ball.
know, in that case, I wouldn't blame them, because in that case, he was the only who was
They
five.
had-
Five bowlers, yeah.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
predictable.
What they were trying to do, and I completely agree with Baba's decision there, is like trying to take the game deep,
Deep.
and make it tougher and tougher.
Yes.
So he bowled Harris and all earlier
Yeah.
to make it tough. It's another matter that he
Only
went
got
for
to
a
sixes.
6. Yeah. But I think the strategy was right,
No,
that
there's
you
nothing
kept the 20th to the weakest bowler, but he thought that if you had over 20, then more often than not,
Yeah.
even with the spinner, you're winning. Pressures on the batting side.
No,
So,
I'm saying it's fine. I'm just saying that having that hindsight benefit,
Yeah.
why would you go to a left armer?
in this case,
In
that
this
was
case, they
another-
had the bowlers. You
They
had
had
Arshdeep.
You had
You had a Karan as well.
Yeah.
No, Karan had
No,
bowled
Karan had bowled out,
You had
four.
Rabada.
Rabada, you had.
I mean, I know Rabada was expensive, but Rabada is also someone who's bowled in the net.
But I'm saying, assuming I would have gone with Arshdeep for sure.
Yeah.
Assuming Arshdeep was also done, I would have still gone for an out of form Rabada than
Yes.
Harpreet for that last
for
over.
sure, for sure.
Don't go with a spinner unless it's a Yuzi Chahal type figure. And even he, by the way, would never bowl than 20th over.
20th.
17th and 19th.
Ashwin bowled
Yeah.
Asia Cup, I think, was
I
it?
mean, he had 2 overs
And got whacked.
Yeah.
left. Yeah.
Predictably.
Afridi.
Predictably.
No, that was
That
not his
time
fault
our-
again.
Again, not his fault. No, not his
Seamers
fault.
were also getting back, especially 19th over. 19 runs, 19th over became the norm those 2 months.
सवाल आए हैं कुछ?
Swal. Just because
From the
Punjab are
disappointed
playing.
Punjab fans.
Yeah.
We'd have a few in our office as well.
Do we?
Disappointed Punjab fans.
Yeah.
Who all are there?
The other studio.
Studio.
Yeah.
Are there?
Oh, by the way, today there's like a split house over there. There's bets and all being placed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I heard. Mehraj Rules from Canada says, by the way, yes, Mehraj, you got this prediction right. He said
Yeah.
Livingston's going to come good.
He did.
And he was a lone warrior. By the way, what do you make of, if I did the assessment of Delhi players towards the end of the season coming good because they need a contract next season? What do you make of what Livingston's done?
Livingston, I think, was going to be one of those few players retained anyway.
No, but
You know his quality. I don't.
We didn't see the quality throughout this season.
Yeah, but then
Except this game.
When he was coming off an injury layoff, 4 months he was out on the shelf. I don't blame him.
Or is my other assessment correct that today
Pitch.
the pitch was in
Yeah.
the liking
Yeah.
of these foreign batters?
We know for a fact this is Livingston, an English player. They love those where the pitch is
Because Warner did
balls
well.
and one.
Prithvi is that kind of a batsman.
yeah.
Salt.
Salt,
Russo.
Russo, all example of batsmen that really like the ball coming onto the bat. That's the kind of pitch they was. So
Yeah.
Also,
Even
match
Sam-
largely determined by foreign players today, if you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bulk of the runs, yes.
they're liking na, the
Exactly.
condition.
Yeah.
Even colder weather.
Yeah.
Yes, nice cool hill station
Yeah.
weather. Even Sam Curran, by the way, he played that one dumb shot which credit.
Okay, okay.
No, you go on.
I'm saying one dumb shot he played, which credit to Nokia. He finally did the one thing I want all pace bowlers to do if you see a batsman walk across, target the stumps.
Yeah.
But even Curran was tonking them nicely. So he was there. He was that kind of a pitch, I think, for stroke makers. Hence, you saw Livingston come good.
But since you said that maybe because this is the end of the tournament and the players might be looking to cement their place in Livingston's defense,
Yes.
you could tell that he was really frustrated about the result and he wanted to win it. I mean, did you look at those
That
what
run
was
out,
reactions?
the run
Yeah.
out reaction. But
Sure, he's disappointed,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, why was this Livingston not there?
To
Why
be
was
fair,
he absent?
he had a good knock against Mumbai, remember? He was talking Jofra Archer all over the park.
yeah.
So he's had some good knocks. Unfortunately, in his case also it's
Not
injury.
good enough.
Injury.
yeah.
4 months out, he's coming back. They rushed him back here. Not rushed. I think they would have played him anyway. But injuries, it takes time. It's an unforgiving format. I don't entirely blame him. I think he would have been retained regardless.
Really?
Yeah.
Not sure.
I'm not entirely sure. I would.
And
With
you know,
Punjab Kings.
yeah, which team are you talking about?
Sorry. Wouldn't have been retained for sure.
Yeah.
Sam Curran back in the auction next year.
Yeah, quite possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Today, by the way, we're talking about shifted momentum, turning points for a man priced 18 crores and above. I would expect him to be doing much more than giving me 11 runs of 5 balls. Given that
Dumb
Livingston was already firing at the other end, I just needed to hold my hand and get that odd boundary perhaps, which I
And get
will
the other man on
expect
strike.
from a man I paid 18 crores for.
Get the other man on strike.
Yeah.
But it's not that man's fault you paid him 18 crores.
Yeah, exactly.
Even he knows that you're paying me too much.
Oh.
He's laughing his way to the bank.
If you would ask him to, assess himself on a closed envelope and write a price and close it and give it, I'm sure his own assessment would have been 3, 4 at best.
There's
I'm
only
saying
one
because you
player.
overestimate.
This sounds like the team's internal appraisal process.
It could be.
Your internal assessment.
Could be. It's just that supply and demand made his price go up
Yeah,
because
yeah.
fast bowling all round is so rare.
In this instance, there's only one player I can think of who definitely says he's worth 18 crores.
Cam-
The universe boss.
He
has the confidence.
Yeah.
He said, I'm worth 18 crores. Done.
Talking about universe, not the boss,
Not
but
the boss.
universe. Mehraj Rule saying, universe wants RCB versus LSG. No one can stop that. That's true. Possible.
That's very
Yeah.
likely.
Highly
As I said,
likely.
probability wise, probability mathematical calculation tells us GT first, CSK second, LSG third, RCB fourth. Then of course you've got it. Okay, please take. Let Gargi take this.
Oh my gosh. Hariharan Vishwanathan is saying,
Where is he from?
USA.
Yeah.
Feel bad for Liam. Taide should not learn from Kohli's school of T20. Chasing 213 and swallowing balls to score 55 or 43 is not done. After 30 balls, either should accelerate. This puts more pressure on Liam.
It did.
Okay, a confession. I did not read the question before I told you to read it. I randomly said.
The following opinion is that of Hariharan Vishwanathan and does not reflect the opinions of any individual in sports today. We shall not be liable for the same.
Yeah.
Yes. So answer it also, but.
I mean, see, it's his first season in the IPL. There's a lot of pressure. It was a pressure situation. Of course, this is not ideal for his, anyway, for the situation, what kind of match it was. You don't expect, I mean, he's a very, very young player. He'll learn from this. That's all I have to say.
And what did you make of his sly
Kohli.
comment about Kohli's T20?
Let the World Cup come. But it's
Once
50 over. Wait,
Yeah, it's 50 over, doesn't matter. No, you can
I
point out
think
that he was
of
probably
it.
one of your better batsmen even
Yeah,
in the
look at
T20
what he
World
He
Cup.
did
was.
against Pakistan.
No, that entire World Cup he was one of it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
He
Kohli
and
is still-
Sky in certain games.
Still the king.
There, you got your answer, Hariharan. But Taide can bat aggressively. We've seen
He
it.
can,
This
can.
match just couldn't get going.
He
It
got
can happen to
overawed.
a player.
I think he got overawed.
Could happen. And she's right, he's a young player.
Yeah.
So, before we stereotype him, let's give him enough chances
Yeah.
and then decide what kind of a batsman he is. I think it's too early to do.
I mean, this is a player who had the fastest, second fastest century.
In SMA?
No. In India under 19.
Ooh.
In under 19 international cricket, he has the
Yeah.
second fastest century. So
It's not like he's an aggressive.
yeah.
No, again, I think today the situation got him. Both openers out cheap.
Yeah.
You know you have to consolidate to an extent at the very least.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
blame him.
Okay. Mehraj Rules has picked his top 4. He's gone with GT, RCB, Mumbai Indian and LSG. CSK will be defeated by DC. That's a big call. I'm going to be going for that game. For sure. I can't help you, Shivam. The demand is too much.
He's like,
Supply.
2 हफ्तों से मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ कि मैं सैटरडे छुट्टी लूंगा, मेरे को जाना है उस मैच के लिए.
IPL पूरा starting day one.
Okay. Ak is asking us, if RCB lose tomorrow, don't CSK and LSG qualify? Yes, they do.
No,
No.
Yeah.
because CSK are on 15.
Yeah, and so are LSG on 15. So if RCB lose, they can at best get to 14. And then at best Mumbai will go to 16. So he's right. Yes,
so he's right.
Absolutely right. If RCB were to lose tomorrow, then CSK and LSG are through. Absolutely correct. Because then the only other team that can go ahead of them is Mumbai. But that still allows them the 2 spots.
Love Karanthur from the United States says that Brar bowling the last over. First over made in play, Taide going 50 odd of 42 in a 200 plus chase. Surely they didn't deserve to win this game. Credit to Liam though. You agree with the most part.
Which part do you not agree with?
I agree with her that he's singing. You don't agree?
No, of course he is. He's been doing that a lot.
What? Who?
Singing.
You.
Who, me? I'm just happy today, maybe.
Oh, yeah, he deserves it. Come on. Give it up for the hardcore Delhi fans, the one who sticks around with his team. Yo, come on, give us a wave, yaar, of the flag. You're hiding it.
Yeah, this is all this is not in studio business. This is like in the stadium. I'll be one of the louder fans out there.
Working, you have to be here. Don't find ways to be in the stadium.
I'm just saying.
This is your stadium.
This
is your everything.
I'm one of the louder fans.
This is your home. When you signed up for a job in journalism, this is your home. This is your stadium. This is everything. This is your family.
One of the things.
This is it.
So I remember seeing the India-Pakistan match with my friends, the match that we just spoke of, and there was
that doesn't happen in our profession.
That's what I'm saying. So and then I was on.
All matches are to be seen with your
exact
family.
Okay.
So
because not us. Our family.
So that's what I told them. I told them, listen, I don't know for how many years now, but this was my last match ever with you guys. I told them that. Clear.
Because I'm signing up full time.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends also say, like, yeah, you'll be coming to watch matches after you start working, right? I'm like, yeah. How do I explain this to you? Right?
On matches.
The match is my job.
Yeah, in fact, people are like, yeah, why aren't you free this time? I'm like, bro, match chal raha hai. Okay, match ke hisab se your schedule is there. Yes. That's how it works.
Dude, that is less painful. Like not getting to watch a good, like an India-Pakistan IPL final. You know, you make plan with your friends and you sit at one's house or wherever, go to a restaurant, wherever you watch it, right? That too you'll never get to see, but that's not the painful part. The more painful part about the profession is that I have been at the stadium to cover a lot of games and some historical games, but I've never seen the moment when something historic happens, because
like the FIFA World Cup.
My job is to be outside before that moment is there, to be doing live. I was there at the 2011 Cricket World Cup,
but outside
in the stadium, and I saw everything but the Dhoni 6. I cannot see it because I have to go live right after the last ball is bowled, for which means I have to leave half an hour before the last ball is bowled, right? At every stadium, every instance, you're at the ground, but you'll never see.
Even the FIFA World Cup final.
Even the FIFA World Cup, there are many. I mean, I'll run out. You cannot be there. You have to come out, be ready, set up your camera, walk a distance, be ready to come live for your viewers.
Yeah.
So that's even worse. At least in office you get to see the moment, na? And then you go live. Here, so don't even see. I have to ask. So imagine that sixth I must have seen next day only, because you are live after that, non-stop for hours.
No problem, sir. You are more famous than those public.
अरे यार शिवम, उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. I still want to see those last moments. I don't want to be famous. Okay, what is the previous question? Did we address that?
We did.
Love Karanthur's questions, no?
No, we did not.
We did. Singing.
Yeah.
But did you answer? We only left it as singing question. Love Karan said, Barar bowling the last.
By the way, I'll say, by the way, the number of chances that Delhi missed in the field today, I wouldn't have actually been surprised had they been on the losing side. Okay. They were sloppy in the field. There was a run out that was missed. There was a sitter that was missed, right? Yeah.
Don't be harsh on them. They won today.
No. That day, by the way, CSK lost the match only because they were poor in the outfield. Purely in the outfield.
No, CSK lost the match because
Tikshana dropped that catch, yeah.
They batted first.
But Tikshana also dropped that catch.
Dhoni came out and said he lost because they chose
Chose the
wrong
KKR
team.
match, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost that because they made the wrong decision.
But the catch was also dropped. No, the situation would have been.
Said
would have
this-
made no difference.
He said this game was a 180 game.
That
he
is
should
right.
have got that. So agreed with you, Love Karuntur. He's
Yeah, they
made
didn't
valid
deserve to win.
points.
They didn't deserve
What
to
they
win.
did, few things, agreed. Okay, now who has not taken a question? Shane, have you
Me.
taken?
I'll take this one. Mr. Shankar says, is it true that the Ikana pitch is going to be scrapped and built from scratch? Hope it does because that dull track is not a good ad for the ICC event.
Mr. Shekhar, you've heard correctly. The Ekana pitch has come under a lot of criticism. So BCCI are sending their curators and they will ensure that the entire pitch is going to be relaid and it is going to be made afresh for the Cricket World Cup, because you know that at the Cricket World Cup there are a few games that Ekana is going to be hosting. So they do not want a similar situation. If you remember, it's not just what we're seeing in the IPL, but even in that T20 series, we had a disastrous pitch
Yes.
that was
Yes.
there at Ekana.
Yeah.
So that has been noticed. They're going to make the change. Many are arguing that maybe 3 months will not be enough, and that's a risk because then that can backfire too. But I think they're left with no option but to take that option. So yes, this is true. Okay, Mera Rule has a question. Let's go around the room with this. He says, which player has no haters from ABD, Kane and Rashid? You have to pick one.
No, I think he means apart from ABD.
Yeah, I think that's what he means.
Okay, apart from ABD, Kane and Rashid. But by the way, this is again an assumption to say that
Yeah.
there are no haters. I know of people that even blame someone like an ABD as the reason why RCB never won the title even when he was there. They said that if he is there, he's so good, he should have helped them win a title. I'm not saying I subscribe to that view. All I'm saying is there are views like that as well. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's that. I'm sure there'll be some people who are haters of Rashid every time he takes 3 wickets and makes their team lose.
Yeah.
They must be hating him only.
But Kane,
Why is he so good?
Kane has come under so much criticism for his batting strike rates
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah,
So
So there is, okay, but let's rephrase the question as in players with less amount of haters, like most loved player, who do you think would be?
Gale.
But then you're because you're not put any timeline, it could be from any era, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Sachin.
Sachin.
Oh.
Go
Okay.
with whatever your personal choice. Sachin, no.
I think Gale.
Chris Gale, most loved.
Brian Lara.
Brian Lara, most loved. I'll also go with Sachin because the amount of love I've seen
Yeah.
for him is unparalleled.
Crazy.
Yeah, the reverence he gets till now, next level. Next level.
Yeah, that's not to say there won't be critics. I can't think of any player. Viv Richards
won't
had
have
his
critics,
critics. Sunil Gavaskar had his critics. Kapil Dev had his critics. I'm just taking names of legends, right? Imran Khan had his critics. Not in politics. I'm talking about when he was a cricketer that time.
Murli won.
Everyone has had critics.
Yes.
The legends of the game, and of course Sachin did too. But I'm saying the number may have been quite less. And I think the amount of love he got. Why also now? Because I think, and I see Dhoni is getting a lot of it too now, and he's there. But with Sachin, it was everyone from a young kid to a grandmother. Young kid to a grandfather, and then both sexes, from young boys to girls to older gentlemen to ladies. He cut across different strata of society,
Demographics.
and
Walks of
different
life.
walks of life, different age groups, like every kind of parameter that you look at, he just found fans everywhere. So, and I know that right now Dhoni is getting that kind of reverence, but I cannot think of anyone who was a kind of a person like TV would shut off after he's out. Not even with MS Dhoni. That could also be because there were other match winners at the time when Dhoni was there. So you knew that Dhoni didn't have a good day. Gambhir would win you a match, or a Yuvraj would win you a match on a certain day, or a Sehwag would win you a match. So you weren't really relying on one particular individual. But there was a time when Sachin was around that it was either him or nobody.
Him or bust.
Yeah, that amount of love.
Yeah.
No one can be matched.
Yeah, see, Shivam has said it, the final word, saying Sachin, no one can match him. Lara and all is true, but we don't know, because in India, I gauge based on that. He's, of course, if you heard in the West Indies, I've seen it, he's the prince of Trinidad is, I mean, royalty in that sense. But you know, people in those countries aren't as crazy about sport as we are here
True.
in India. I mean, there, yes, he'll be like, if he goes into a market, they'll be, oh, Brian Lara will be happy, but they won't be like, they won't mob him or not let him do his thing. If he's in a restaurant, he'll be allowed to just sit and.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that happening
No.
here?
You can't.
Not at all.
Okay, Aditya Mohanty. I'll take this question because, I mean, not because it's addressed to me, but because it's personal in nature. So you should bring your beard and mustache look back. Then we will declare you as Don. Okay, so Aditya, honest confession. The reason I got rid of my mustache and my beard, very honest confession, is because it started to grey. And I do not want anyone to know, or at least me look my age. So if I have full white dadi and mooch, just won't, you know, it's not something that I'm prepared for at the moment. So that is why. Otherwise, when I had my dadi and mooches when they were black. Once they started becoming grey, I cut them off. Okay, Mehraj Rule wants to answer his own question. Adam Gilchrist, just to remind you, Mehraj, even I love Adam Gilchrist. You know, came in for a lot of criticism after his comments. One, I remember, I'm just top of my head, because he used to walk while edging, and there was this one instance where he did not, or something like that happened, and people said, oh, suddenly you're not. And the other he came under criticism is when he criticized Sachin Tendulkar. He said that we lost respect for Sachin, that monkey gate thing where he said something else in court and stuff like that. So he was told in India, as you'd expect. How dare he say anything about Sachin? You know, that also we are so touchy. So that's that. Fit Monk is saying, प्रीति जिंटा तू धवन, सोल्जर मीठी बातें बोलकर टीम को प्लेऑफ से तूने बाहर करवा दिया.
People are also saying on Twitter.
Do you know what that reference is? That's
Of course, yeah.
Is this an
You
old
weren't born.
It's a very old movie.
God.
Clearly was not born at that time.
Lord Bobby is clearly not here.
That was his first film,
Yeah.
Bobby Deol.
Bobby Deol.
Barsat, wasn't it? This was from Barsat?
I don't remember this. That
Bobby Deol's first movie is Barsat, that much I know.
was this movie called Soldier, or am I misremembering?
Maybe. Then it's not his
Not
first
his first movie.
First movie of Bobby Deol is Barsat, that much I know. But I'll tell you why. Because I was in high school that time, and this is before Gagi was born.
Much before.
So there was this blue glares that he wore in that film, round.
Yeah,
They became such a rage. We were senior in school at that time, right? So we like wanted those there. We went out to the market, to Chandigarh I might add, to look for those
Glares.
glares. They were a rage. That was Barsat, I remember. That was his movie.
I think Bobby Deol recently, when he ended up going viral, was when Bumrah's injury happened. And people are bringing up this thing of him. His action is eerily similar, and like we found Bumrah's replacement.
That is from that celebrity.
Celeb Cricket League, by the way, gets a lot. I think even Manoj Tiwari, he bowls one very perfect in-swinging this thing where it gets him LB. And
Everyone
like this is Bumrah's
replacement.
replacement. In that same match, by the way, he hits a perfect 6 also over cover.
Acha, by the way, I'm not boasting, but we have played against Manoj Tiwari because there's a. We stopped for the last few years. We used to have a Media 11 versus Parliamentarians match, and he used to be the opening bowler only.
Yeah.
The new ball. So I have played.
You get some crazy swing here.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to say, beat them
Negotiated.
every time. Plenty of runs we got. Plenty. I can't tell you how much. I have photos and scorecards for proof. होना चाहिए. Today only I was talking that many years it's not happened. Last it happened before Corona.
Oh.
उसके बाद हुआ ही नहीं मैच. होना चाहिए.
But another thing doing the rounds.
No, those are not allowed.
Another song doing the rounds on
Now
Twitter.
it's allowed.
Another song doing the rounds on Twitter already is, DC singing right now. हम तो डूबेंगे सनम तुझको भी ले डूबेंगे. That's them to Punjab right now.
It is.
Mehraj Rule says salt and pepper looks amazing. Go for it. Okay, I'll think about it. But not now.
Pre-World Cup, post-World Cup.
No,
we should
not
also be
any time
prepared.
now, not any time now. Maybe when my hair on top also become white. Then but I don't think I'll ever reach a state because I think I'll lose my hair before they go. Pug penning
Fuck you.
with the dadi.
Oh.
Done.
Good luck.
Then Punjab I'll support. Piyush Nandere is saying he's picked his teams,
Top.
right? So GT he thinks with 18, LSG, CSK both get to 17, Mumbai he thinks will 16 and RCB 16. But in that case it will be the other way around. I have a feeling on net run rate. Third will be RCB, fourth Mumbai. Doesn't actually change much because they will have to face each other. Doesn't matter who finishes third, fourth anyway. But he thinks that LSG will lose the game.
No, he thinks either one of LSG or CSK will finish either second or fifth.
Okay. So one will be on 15.
And he's expecting
Interesting
RCB to win both.
Yep. And Mumbai to win the last game.
Yeah.
Good call, Piyush. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Amazing. So many different possibilities still there. Okay. If all players are in auction at their peak, who will get the highest paid? Okay, right now. Players playing right now at their peak? Current players, not ex-players?
Yeah.
No, current.
Current players,
Current
all
players,
at their peak?
current fit players, unfit included.
No, everything at their peak, which means
Okay, so who gets the maximum bid? MS Dhoni?
MS Dhoni, yeah.
But can
No
I tell you,
question asked.
may not be the highest bid.
Really?
Yeah, because see, he'll be a great captain and a good batsman. But usually, bowlers, especially match-winning bowlers, are the ones that go for the highest bid because the competition happens. I don't know, like the most could be Dhoni also at his peak.
I think it'll
don't
be
know.
Rashid. Rashid.
Yeah, I think.
Rashid Khan.
And I have a feeling it could be Rashid. Again, these auction dynamics are very different to just plain Jane black and white kind of a
Yeah.
thing, like the way we see it. It's a lot to do with supply and demand.
Yes.
So, for example, if there are only two good captains, then you know that they're going to get paid a lot just for captaincy.
Correct.
Or if they're only just two good wicketkeeper batsmen, they're going to. But if there are 10 good wicketkeeper batsmen, then you may not be bidding that much. Fast bowling all-rounders are rare, so the best ones will always go for high. Hardik will not get the most.
No, if you have no.
Even peak.
Even
I mean, imagine Rashid, yeah.
if you're
What
talking
about pure match winners?
peak all-rounders, you'll have Pollard Russell, yeah? No disrespect to Hardik, he comes nowhere near.
Yeah.
Perhaps
I
you'll
agree.
slot in Narayan also over there.
Peak
Yes.
Narayan.
Peak
yeah.
Narayan.
Peak Narayan.
Won you 2 titles?
Yeah.
Still, sir.
Could be.
Indian all-rounder, captain.
No.
He was never seen as a captain until very recently.
See, match winners are the thing. Single-handedly, who can win you matches? You will go with those players. Rashid can win
Rashid.
you games on his own.
Russell can.
Russell can win you
Pollard's
games.
won you titles also.
Pollard sometime. Pollard could. I agree.
Is better fielder.
Lasit Malinga.
Exactly.
I mean, at his peak, like you knew his 4 overs were like or even worse than Rashid sometime. He would give you no runs, get you wickets. In the death, imagine, like where you were okay with 15 being chased, in death he won't give you more than 6 runs, yeah, every over.
Correct.
So Virat Kohli, good
Yeah,
shout,
definitely.
good shout. Peak Virat Kohli, yes.
Remember DC turning down Virat Kohli?
Yeah, Piyush. Riyan
But that had a
Parag,
lot to do with what Delhi wanted then.
Pradeep Sangwan.
But they wanted a bowler. That's what.
I mean, Virat did say that he bowls right arm, medium fast.
How he believes he would have bowled the other day. They would have dismissed RR for 40.
Yeah.
He said it.
Okay, I want to take that one question by Samarth Jaiswal. He says CSK and LSG match should start at the same time because LSG would know at what over they have to win the match. That's actually a very good
Oh,
point.
To be fair,
Very
in football, the FIFA World Cup, the last group stage matches always start at the same
Yes.
time.
Same time.
Because they've actually had instances where teams have collaborated,
Yeah.
thrown matches, or just settled for a draw, knowing that other teams get eliminated.
The
No, in
disgrace.
this case, it won't be because both need to win.
Yeah.
So that I agree. But I remember this suggestion was floated earlier as well. That maybe we should have a situation
Yeah.
where you should have the last league games together or something like that. I agree. But I know because of the TV rights and the money that you're paying, you need eyeballs. And as soon as you have 2 games, it gets split. So you don't get your money's worth. All of that goes into the factor, which is why it's not happening. But it's interesting. But I think it then falls into a luck of draw because all of these are the draws are done based on random pickings, right? So it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to note, and that's the advantage you have. Luck of draw has gone in your favor where you're playing after.
Yeah.
So you know, in that case, yes, you're right. LSG would know, but just a reminder here that now to cover up run rate is going to be very tough because as the games keep increasing, the way you move up and down in terms of decimal points gets very tough. So but you're right, they would still have an idea, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, it's for everyone. That's why. Before we go, he's talking about current players, not retired players.
So no Pollard, but then Russell could go for big money.
No, so-
but
I
he's-
picked Russell.
I'll also go with
Rashid.
I'll also go with Rashid.
Virat Kohli. Then.
Virat Kohli.
Rashid.
Peak.
Rashid.
Then I'll go with Virat.
Virat will go. Okay. We'll wrap up and just taking a comment. Somebody pointed out that weather's not good on Sunday in Bangalore. We'll
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll
Yep.
keep an eye on that.
keep an eye on that. Yes, that
We were lucky to have a full game today at Dharamshala. There was a rain forecast for today as well.
Yes. Piyush, World Cup matches did start at the same time with the T20 World Cup, but then ICC vis-a-vis IPL, different way of running things. Huh? I'm not taking any jokes of most valuable players that you're cracking on Riyan Parag and Jaydev Unadkat. Not taking any of those comments. Very mean, below the belt. Big game coming up, so we're winding up because there is the final before the final of the Champions League tonight. Real Madrid versus Manchester City, all at 1-1, two of the biggest clubs right now. And you got City trying to go for a treble this year. Pep Guardiola has not won a Champions League with Manchester City.
Or with Bayern since Barcelona. Yeah.
And then you have the kings of Champions League, the undisputed kings, Real Madrid on the never count them out. I know that bookmakers are favouring City, so
Obviously.
big game. Quick word around the table, your
City.
prediction? You're going with City. City are playing at home, by the way.
Yeah.
The away leg is
Only
not
reason.
happening.
Only reason. Otherwise, it's going to be close.
City as well.
For the same reason?
Yeah.
2-1 Real Madrid.
2-1. I mean, no call is incorrect. I'm going with City. I'm a Pep Guardiola fan because of that. But also, I feel that they did a 1-1 where Madrid were at their best, but Haaland was sleeping. Okay, and if he wakes up
Then
for
God help
one
them.
game, then God help them. He was sleeping through that game, and yet they could come back 1-1 from that game. If he is awake and plays 80% of what he can do,
That's it.
good enough. 2-0, 3-0 you're looking at.
Interestingly, by the way, every time City in the last 3 Champions League matches, you look at their round of 16, you look at the quarters, and you look at the match before that as well. It was 1-1 when they played Leipzig. It was 1-1 when they played Bayern. It was 1-1 when they played at the Bernabeu. And you know what happened in the second leg? It was 3-0 rout.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if that trend is to continue, you never know. And
Madrid
City
always do it.
Yeah, but again, that's what, and Shane and I were talking about that only. With Madrid, the thing is, they love this competition. And like Kun Aguero said just after the first leg match, he said that it appears as if, Real Madrid play and train the whole year just for the Champions League.
I agree.
And today as well, I think it's all going to boil down to personality and mentality, which Real Madrid have much more than Manchester City.
Possible. And you also know that some of the other Peps found a way to just mess up things after his Barca stint in Champions League, where they've looked favourite for many years, and then in the knockout done something disastrous.
That's what I was actually wanting to see. Like once the show is done, I'll check what exactly is
Is the lineup.
But
Yeah.
Then we know how much he's overthought.
Yeah.
Sometime he's been guilty of
By the way, I'm pretty sure he has a burner Twitter account because he's made it a habit nowadays to quote these narratives about him that appear online. Recently, just before the match, he said, "No, don't worry, guys. I'm not overthinking."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that.
No, but it's not so much now on Twitter. It comes in mainstream
Media as
so
well.
Tabloid and all carry it. So if he's reading it
He's
there.
previously also quoted like Twitter stuff. He's like, "Yeah, I saw this was trending on Twitter." And people are like, "Wait, he has one Twitter account which is managed by his team. So clearly he has a burner account somewhere."
But the team may be briefing him.
Quite
all these
possible.
guys get briefed
Yeah.
about what's happening. So, okay. Mehraj picked Madrid, right?
Prakash Jha has gone with City and he sees this match going to the penalties.
Akash Bhargava is going for Haaland and MCI, which is Man City.
Prakash Jha has gone City in penalties, huh? Akash Bhargava has picked Manchester City and Haaland. Okay.
Yeah,
On that note, sporting night has just begun. Aditya, you're damn right about it. Fit Monk, thank you for your comment. I'll keep the clean look. I will. Bye bye. Lovely chatting. See you tomorrow. Big game.
Today.
See you today.
Big game.
Big game.
Indeed.
After the game is done, Shane would be live.
I could join, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
join
send you
StreamYard.
Yeah.
StreamYard. And check with me if I'm awake then.
Yeah. I'll
Brilliant.
send it on the group only.
Perfect.
Okay, done. Let's do a live after the game. So if you guys are up, if you enjoy the football match tonight, City Madrid, you can join us on Sports Today.
Yeah.
And we'll chat about it. Bye bye. Good night. Vanakkam.